Good morning, everybody. I have some wonderful news. It is, of course, pouring with rain. I'm going to video my show preparation routine, which is going to be a little bit different to usual because normally it's not bucketing it down for weeks and weeks. I don't know what I will show you. It'll be difficult for me to show you my riding. This intro doesn't need to be that long. It's a show prep video. I've put an awful lot of makeup on today. I was sat down in the bathroom and I thought, oh, I'll just put a bit of makeup on to make myself feel better, and I'm going to be filming. And then I think because the weather's so dull and dreary, I've gone full on like I'm going out clubbing. I'm not. All I'm doing is going in the... I always touch my ear. I'm just going to be pootling around at home. I think I'm going to jump Mr. Jones and McAllister, just do a couple of distances with them, practice that. I would like to have done it yesterday, but if you watched one of my last videos, it was pouring down with rain and all I could do was trot on the road wearing a hoodie and an anorak. So I'm doing my jump prep the day before the show, whereas normally I'd quite like to give them a day off. So most importantly, we're going to make a coffee to take with us. And then we're going to go straight to the Menage, set up a little jumping course that we can practice over, and then we'll go and get the ponies in. I'm not going to poo pick today because it's raining and the field's a state anyway. You would have seen it in my last video. It needs spraying and harrowing and reseeding, so I don't see why I should poo pick it. Let's go. I'm just setting out all the jumps. And I can't say the weather is pleasing me, but you're probably so bored of hearing me say that. So, my plan is, let me show you. Put the screen down. That's going to be an oxer. Sorry, that's really rubbish. That's going to be an oxer. And then, I think 4 strides down to an upright. And then 1 stride to this one, which is going to be another oxer. And then I need to put a distance in down to that one, and then another distance somewhere up here, but I just wanted you to see the miserable time that I'm having. Okay, the first line is done. I'm just going to walk it to make sure, because I did get muddled up. I've already pasted it, but I'm not sure if it's the front rail or the back rail of this one I pasted it to. So, where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. What's that? 16, 18, 4, 12, 14, 3 strides there. And then this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's a bit longer, that distance, but we'll get them travelling down. It's only a little one. I've had to take my gloves off because they are so wet. Okay, the course is set. It's only tiny, it's like 75 centimetres, and then I've got the cross pole and the little upright, which is 75, to warm up over, but it is part of the routine, so I'll walk you through it. Fence number 1, a little oxer. And we'll just double check these distances. I'm notoriously awful at distances. I once nearly knocked myself out over a bounce jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so that's a 3 stride distance between those two. And this should be a nice 1 stride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 1 stride. I'm sure you already know this, but if you don't, absolutely fine. You account for 2 strides for their takeoff, 2 strides for their landing, and then it's 4 strides for a canter stride. And then we go round the corner. I did have to shorten these distances a little bit because this Menage isn't as big as the one that I'm copying. This is a Scott Brash exercise. And some of these, this is meant to be an oxer and this obviously is not. So we come over the combination, round the corner, got to keep a good cant around the corner, not let them fall to sleep, lots of leg, over the cross pole. And what was this distance? I can't remember. So 1, 2, that's landing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2. 6 strides to take off. And then again, you've got to land, stay active, don't fall asleep. Lots of leg, lots of contact to keep them on the bridle. And then it's quite a tight turn into this one, which is why I've left it not as an oxer. Over that one, and I think it was 5 strides down to the double again. I can't remember, but I walked it, it's correct. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Yeah, so 5 strides there, and then obviously we know that's a 1 stride. And then I think you can jump it a different way as well. I suppose I'll change the rein over the cross pole and then canter all up the big long side, back down over this, maybe then to that. Although I don't think I've got room to land on that side, especially with the baby horses. Mr. Jones would probably handle it, not McAllister. I'm now in the tack room hoping that I can use my mind to catch the horses because I don't particularly want to go back out in the field. Billy's sort of halfway in. Boys! Come on. And once again my plan is to ride Mr. Jones first because I think he will be easier than McAllister. He's just you saw in my show jumping at Hadley video, he's just a lot more adjustable and he's more together. He's just an older horse mentally and physically. Whereas McAllister, I think he's going to struggle with the distances. And there's quite a sharp turn after the double. So Mr. Jones is just going to be the lesser of 2 evils. And with the rain being as bad as it is, I think just get in, get out. Hopefully it will have eased off by the time I need to ride McAllister. There's a very good saying that says, build it and they will come. And here they come. Here's what I built, and here they come. Dylan's getting chippy. We're ready to go now, and actually the rain has eased off quite a lot, but it's still going. But we're going to go for little jumpy poos, aren't we? Yeah, and we're going to be really good. I don't know how I'm going to find jumping in my gorgeous waterproofs, but we'll see. Oh, if I put my boots on first, then we'll put the trousers on over the top. This is all coming together. I'm really hoping this weather does improve. It's not meant to rain tomorrow, which would be quite nice. Although I don't seem to mind rain at a show. It's just when you're at home and you've got to, at least at a show you're in the horse box and you're not really there for that much time, but at home you've got to set up the jumps yourself. And do you hear how hard my life is? Get the violins out. Very, very hard. Poor me. But actually, on a serious note, I don't know whether to leave the horses in tonight. I do like my horses to be out, especially before a show, because I like them to feel, at least basically, I only like stabling in extreme conditions. But as we've got to be there relatively early tomorrow morning, and it's soaking wet, is this extreme conditions? It could be. We'll see. We'll see. If it's still raining at 6, 7 o'clock, they're coming in. Because I'm not having this. Right, gloves on. Oh, my gloves are going to get soaked. I hate riding the wet gloves. Okay, Stop complaining, Jennifer. People have got it much worse. But that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to say that I'm not having a nice time. Well, I am having a nice time. I would just have a nicer time if it wasn't raining all the time. I'm going to take my phone. Got a runny nose now. I'm going to take my phone, leave this here because I'm not sure this camera is very weatherproof. So we'll be on the phone from here on out. So we're on Mr. Jones in the Menage. The rain has eased off, which I'm very, very pleased about. Only getting slightly soaked now. Yeah, I'm just going to focus on, obviously he's not been in a Menage since last Sunday, I think it was. He's just hacked this week and very minimal because of the weather. So we're going to do lots of turning, lots of circling, working on the canter, and just going round this in as many different ways as I can think. Because this is everything that he's going to see tomorrow, just in various different ways. So I had to move the dragon fence closer here by one stride because there wasn't enough room to get to it off the corner. There was about a stride to turn. So that's now going to be 4 strides between those two. And he's jumped around everything separately. So he's done the 2 single fences and he's done this combination. But what I haven't done, I'm just going to do it all in little bits and then join it up together at the end, just so he gets confidence doing all the little parts of it before we put it all together. So now I'm going to do the cross pole to that oxer, and then I'll do that upright to the double, which will be 1 stride shorter than what it was. We just had a dramatic moment, and I'm going to leave him there because bless his little soul, he tried his heart out for me. So I took him over this blue oxer, and then I did the distance down to this cross pole, and he jumped everything so carefully. And then we came round here, and there's not much room off the corner to get to this, and there's no ground line, which I didn't realise until we got here. And he was just a bit fighting for his mouth around the corner, and I was going to circle and pull him away to come at it again in a more straight line, because we were pointing at this wing, and he had no right to jump it, but he was so genuine, and he sort of took himself back in, and he went down the line of 3 perfectly. So I'm going to just let him finish there, because what a trier. We'll finish on a very positive note. He helped me out. Definitely on a day like today as well, because we've got the show tomorrow. I don't really want to overdo it. So we'll finish. Bye. Okay, we have finished on Mr. Jones, and he was so good. So I always say that, but they always are really good. And now I just need to run to the house quickly because I need to do some work. I've got a couple of emails to send. And then I'm going to come back out and ride this one, who I think is going to be a nightmare because the distances are tight. Very tight, the ones off the corners. So we'll see how we find it. The aim today isn't to upset him or stress him out. It's just to keep them relaxed. Introduce them to things that they're probably going to see tomorrow. But I could have got away without doing it because it's 80-85 centimetres tomorrow, which is bigger than what I'm jumping them today, but only just. And they're big enough horses that they could do that from a standstill, if need be. So it's just to give them experience. But you're next, Buster. And it's not raining. Oh, and riding with my waterproofs on, or trying to show jump with my waterproofs on, was an absolute... It was awful. So I whipped them off in the Menage, and it was just so much easier to actually be able to grip. And I think these are sticky bum breeches. But yeah, I mean, the waterproofs were just like riding in a bin bag. I was slipping and sliding all over the place. This doesn't bode well. Why are you so sleepy all the time? You'd get a bit of pizzazz about you. Filled with hope. Also, I didn't have to go back in the house. My eyes just looked crazy. I didn't have to go back in the house to do some work because I realised, it dawned on me that this is the 21st century and we have internet, and actually the 4G signal on my phone at the yard is better than what my laptop would be. So I did my work whilst snuggling a little boy. My little sleepy boy is ready. I'm going to try and get finished before it starts raining again, if that's even possible. Come on, kiddo. Good boy. Okay, so same thing on McAllister. We're just going to walk him round. I'll probably walk him for a bit longer, just because he's been stood in the stable whilst Mr. Jones is getting ridden. So he'll be a little bit stiffer than Mr. Jones was. And I think he always takes a bit more of a warm-up anyway. So we'll walk around for a good 5 minutes, and then I'll ask him to collect, and we'll do all our little turns and our flexion and our, you know, all that good stuff. I get absolutely no points for turnout today. Nil points. But then I'll brush them properly afterwards, and then again in the morning, so they look nice for the show. So I'll get round to it, just not now. I mean, look at this dandruff. Look at your flaky mane. Okay, McAllister's jumped the upright and the cross pole, and he feels amazing. It's the best jump he's given me. Of course, now tomorrow's going to be a disaster, and I'll eat my words, I'm sure. But he's got so much potential, this horse. So I've just jumped McAllister around everything, and he was a superstar. He didn't struggle with the turns as much as I thought he would. But now, of course, I've spent so long building him up on his right rein that I think his right rein is actually stronger than his left rein now. So, top tips, don't focus on one rein so much. But yeah, he was really good. A few baby errors, but overall, very, very promising. What a good boy. So I finished riding. I managed to escape the rain. It's not been too bad. I've decided the ponies are going to go out tonight because that's what I would normally do, and it's just a bit of rain. I've also got time to clean them in the morning if they get really dirty, but they're going to be wearing rugs, so it's only going to be legs. And also, because I've got both of them in the clear round, and I've got about 20 minutes from Mr. Jones coming out the ring until McAllister needs to be in the ring, so he's not going to have much of a warm-up anyway. So I don't want to pull him out of stable, stick him on a horse box, and then make him jump. At least if he's turned out, he's going to keep moving. It makes sense. So I'm going to leave them in the stables now for a few hours, just eating as much hay as they can. And I'll give them another hard feed about 6-7 o'clock when I put them back out in the field. And then I'll get up early in the morning, talking about you. And then I'll get up early in the morning and bring them in about 6:30, give them a feed, and then they won't eat anything for a couple of hours before we leave in the horse box, because I don't like them to... I just find when you go to a show and they've got a full belly, they're so lazy. So we'll have a few hours of starvation. And then what am I going to do now? I'm pretty much done up here. I was going to trim their manes and their tails, and I would if it was sunny. I really would. The things I would do if the weather was better. That's such a cop-out living in England. It's always bad. But no, it's going to rain at the show tomorrow. It's not like we're going to look nice. We're not going to Hoy's. We're not at Olympia. We're at Teshingham, so I'm not going to trim their manes. We'll save that for another time. But I do need to clean my tack and wash my saddle pads and things, so I'm going to do that now, put some rugs on the ponies, and put all my tack in the horse box ready to go. And I think that's all I need to do. They've been ridden. Feed, tack, good to go. Billy's just loitering. I've left him loose in the yard because there's so much grass that could be eaten here. And yeah, it just seemed like a nice thing to do. Look at this crazy hairdo. It's the best I can do. I just feel damp. One of the most important parts of show prep, cleaning tack. You've got to have clean tack. I am absolutely exhausted. It's 6:15, Tack's all clean, they're having their night feeds now, so I'm going to chuck them back out in the field. Once they finish that, I think will be another 10 minutes, and then they're done for the day. I'm going to go and I just need to check the tyres on the horse box. I think one of them was looking a little bit low last time, so I'll go check the horse box, put things in there. Although, I think I'm going to put my tack in the morning because I'll travel Mr. Jones tacked up. McAllister uses the same saddle, just a different girth and a different bridle. So, I'll put tack in the morning. But I'm just so tired. I need to eat something and drink some water. My brain doesn't work when I'm dehydrated. And I'm not making any sense, that's why. I need water. I've been up here for hours. I'm just going to make up their feeds for the morning, so I haven't even got to think. I'll just roll out of bed, put them in the stables, and forget about them for a couple of hours. Yes, I need to make up their breakfast for tomorrow, put that in the stables, and put them back out in the field for the night. So, morning feed. A big scoop of Alan and Paige Veteran Vitality.